Modern Horizons cards? Well, you can pre-order them from our sponsor Card Kingdom by heading over to cardkingdom.com. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing. And this week, we're heading again to my favorite format, Legacy, to play a wild deck. We are playing Mono Black Curses, and this deck is really sweet. Like, what other format could you be playing a curse deck and actually maybe being competitive with it? I think Legacy is the only place you could do something like this. So let's talk about the plan of Mono Black Curses. Jump into a Legacy League, see it in action. So to understand the deck, we got to start with the mana, because our deck's really about Ancient Tomb City of Traders. Land that tap for 2 mana. They speed us into our big important plays much quicker. Legacy can be pretty fast. Just playing like a 5 mana Curse of Misfortune, naturally on turn 5, probably going to be too slow, but we can do it on like turn 3 with the help of our fast mana sources and some non-land mana sources. Dark Ritual just plus 2 mana, Chrome Mox plus 1 mana, costs us a card from our hand, but sure, that's fine. So these cards get us to Curse of Misfortune by turn 3, maybe turn 2 if we're really lucky, and Curse of Misfortune is big payoff number 1. It is a curse that lets us tutor up another curse and put it directly into play, enchanting whoever we're cursing on our upkeep. So the progression for Curse of Misfortunes is we play it. Typically, step 1 is tutor out Overwhelming Splendor to make all of our opponent's stuff 1/1s, make all their stuff lose abilities. Then our next tutor is usually Curse of Deathhold, which gives all of our opponent's creatures -1/-1. So add that to Overwhelming Splendor, making things 1/1, and we just lock our opponent's creatures out of the game. And then finally, we grab Cruel Reality, which makes our opponent sack a creature or planeswalker on their upkeep. If they can't, they lose 5 life. So since creatures are locked out of the game, Cruel Reality is mostly just take 5 a turn. So Curse of Misfortune, lock creatures, Cruel Reality, burn our opponent out of the game. We also have another plan for winning the game, which is Leyline of the Void with Helm of Obedience. This is a weird old Legacy trick, but essentially, Leyline of the Void makes it so cards can't go to the graveyard. Helm of Obedience, with a ton of text that does a whole bunch of different things, essentially lets you play it, tap it, pay X mana, and then you mill cards until X cards go into the graveyard. Since we have Leyline in the Void, cards never go to the graveyard, so we can activate Helm of Obedience for a single mana, and it's going to exile our opponent's entire deck, so they lose to milling out, essentially. To go along with Helm of Obedience, you're probably noticing only 2 in the main deck. Well, that's because we also have Karn the Great Creator. Karn lets us tutor artifacts from our sideboard, which means we can snag a Helm of Obedience for the combo. We can snag Mycos and Flatus for the banned in Modern lock that's still around in Legacy, Liquid Metal Coating to eat lands, Ensnaring Bridge for creatures, Torbot's Grip for graveyards, Sorcerer's Spyglass, kind of general value, Vault of Whispers if we're missing land drops. As far as the rest of the sideboard, Plague Engineer for tribal decks, Plague Reaver, kind of hilarious, 3 mana 6/5. It does a bunch of other stuff. We can like sacrifice it and give it to our opponent, and it makes you sack your other creatures on your end step, but really, we don't have any creatures in the main deck, so our opponent's likely taking out the removal. We can counter by bringing in this massive 3-drop, beat our opponent down, defend our Karn, and then Opposition Agent, which is kind of hilarious in our deck with the fast mana. Like turn 1 Swamp, Dark Ritual, Opposition Agent into our opponent playing a fetch land can technically just win us the game on the spot if our opponent has a bad draw. Otherwise, back to the main deck. The other reason we have the fast mana is to get down some lock pieces. Chalice of the Void on 1. Really good against like Delver decks and a lot of decks. Trinisphere, our deck's pretty expensive, doesn't hurt us much, but really slows down our opponent's deck. Defense Grid isn't really a lock piece, but it keeps us from getting wrecked by Force of Will. Otherwise, Collective Brutality, a little bit of general utility, a duress, some removal, a little bit of life gain. Hagra Mauling probably looks weird, but it ups our land count, and it's a land that we can pitch to Chrome Mox because it's technically a spell, and sometimes we kill something with it. And that is Legacy Mono Black Curses. That's our Much Abrew deck for this week, so I'm incredibly hyped for this deck. It looks sweet, it looks weird, I love Legacy, it's so much fun. So let's jump into a league, see Legacy Curses in action. Thanks for watching, I hope you all enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit with the wrap up. Alright, Much Abrew About Nothing time. We are heading to Legacy this week to play some curses. We're cursing our opponent. Ugh, this hand. This hand doesn't do much. It has protection from counter spells, but we have literally 0 payoffs and just a ton of mana, so I think we got a mulligan. This hand is lacking mana. It does have a payoff, but it's pretty slow. Well, one more. All right, well, this will keep. We will put Curse of Misfortunes to the bottom, and I guess Hagra Mauling? All right. Still not super comfortable with this hand, so we have to play a tap land, and then we're still another mana source away from trying to play Curse of Misfortune. Oh dear. Oh dear, unfair things. Okay. So opponent reveals a 0-lander. So this is the Arclight Phoenix deck with Witherbloom Apprentice combo. Bad news is, Leyline of the Void would have actually been pretty good. Taiga is the land that is achieved. Faithless Looting. Well, okay. So, we need to hit mana. We need to hit mana, that's number one. We need to hit mana, well, that's an Ancient Tomb. All right, Ancient Tomb. Oh, are we going to be fast enough? So next turn we get to Curse of Misfortune. It is going to cost us 4 life. And that will allow us to lock creatures out of the game, but it's going to take 2 turns. Opponent hits another land. Bayou. Dark Ritual. Yeah, opponent's just going for it. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. Oh, no! Alright, well, I guess that's good that we kept 2 Curse of Misfortunes. That is a good draw for our opponent, for sure. Yeah, the problem is we're going to have to take a lot of damage off our mana base, which scares me. Scares me a lot. So our opponent's going to, at best for us, get back a Phoenix. And we're going to take 4, play Curse of Misfortunes. And then we need 2 more turns of doing things to actually lock stuff out of the game. Takes a curse. Abundant Harvest. Names. Non-land gets a Sylvan Library. Well, we shall see. Opponent gets back a Phoenix. So we go to 17. Ancient Tomb. Well, we go to 13. Curse you. Pass the turn. So we're going to 10. Maybe we're fine. Because we get to get Overwhelming Splendor first. And that's going to turn our opponent's stuffs into 1/1s. Alright, Sylvan Library. Well, curse number 1. Yes, please. We will take Overwhelming Splendor. How low dare we go? You know what? I don't think we're going to cast anything here. Yeah, I really don't want to spend the life. We know our opponent's going to get this. Well, I guess Witherbloom Apprentice doesn't burn us. That's going to be really interesting. So unless our opponent has main deck Enchantment Hate, which is probably unlikely, we get to hardlock creatures. Opponent hits us. Down to 9. I just don't want to get burnt out. That's what I'm worried about. They can't be playing too many lightning bolts, though. Opponent runs out the Apprentice. Well, curse you. Get the Curse of Misfortunes to seal the creatures out of the game. Chromox. The Dark Ritual. Karn. Take it down. Get probably just Lattice. Yeah, get Lattice. Get Lattice for the hard lock. The hardest of hard locks. Opponent, Sylvan Library. 7 is a relatively safe life total. That's 3 bolts. Opponent's gonna draw some cards, down to 5. Plays a land, Abundant Harvest. Hits a Phoenix, doesn't really matter because it's cursed. Dark Ritual. Do they actually have an answer to this is a question. Thoughtseize, down to 3. Takes the Lattice. Duress takes the Defense Grid. But how do they win? Phoenix comes back, dies. Oh, this should just do it, right? Our curses, finish it. Curse, Cruel Reality, and opponent scoops it up. Oh, okay. Well, that's how you curse them. That is how you curse them. What do we want against this deck? Interesting. Plague Engineer doesn't do much. Like, I think we want to basically do what we did there. Opponent has a ton of discard, though. A ton of discard. So these are all things that we want to tutor out. Opposition Agent actually is kind of hilarious, but do we have anything that's bad enough that we want to remove it? Brutality's fine. Maybe we can take out Defense Grid. I can't imagine this deck plays too many counters. The other nice thing about our deck in this matchup is we have main deck Leylines, and Leylines are pretty excellent. Yeah, I don't think our opponent really has counters, so let's go down Defense Grids and go up Opposition Agent just for the potential blowouts. I don't think we want Plague Reavers. I don't think we want Plague Engineer. Yeah, try like that. Well, 1 game in the books for the Curse deck. Wow, this hand's actually insane if it's fast enough. No Graveyard Hate, but both Chalice and Trinisphere seem great against our opponent's deck, so we're going to keep. And hope our opponent doesn't do anything too busted on turn 1. Forest. Land Grant, revealing. Ooh, the full combo. Passes. Well, interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The problem is Witherbloom Apprentice Chain of Smog. Alright, I think we're just going to play the swamp and pass. And try to get our opponent with Opposition Agent. Bayou. Witherbloom Apprentice. Alright, well, in this case, we gotta untap Urborg, Dark Ritual, Chalice on 2. Go. Alright, come on, lands. So Chalice on 2 does shut down the Chain of Smog combo. Opponent hits a fetch land. We desperately need to draw land. Desperately. Opponent, Taiga. Faithless Looting. Drains us. About it. Goes attacking. Come on, land. Chrome Mox would be fine, too. Down to 17. Opponent passes. Not mana. Alright. Well, that's sketchy. We are in the scary place where we're not able to really do anything until we hit mana. Opponent goes to combat, going to attack us. Down to 15. I mean, I guess I can get there fairly with this Witherbloom eventually. Yeah. And the arc lights are always still looming, potentially. Down to 15. About it. Flash it back looting. Down to 14. Alright. This is a turn where we gotta draw mana. If we can get down Trinisphere, that helps. Opposition Agent could potentially ambush the Witherbloom Apprentice. Opponent discards some stuff, plays another land. Still holding on to a Chain of Smog in case they find an answer. Bloodstained Mire cracks it. Badlands. Duress. Well, that's fine. I mean, the math is still the same. We need to draw mana. If we draw mana, we got a shot. If we do not draw mana, we are going to lose to the jankiest of beats. Opponent takes a Karn. And mana off the top. That's an Ancient Tomb. The question is, what do we do with it? I guess we Opposition Agent? We could Trinisphere to slow our opponent down. I'm worried about just dying to random beats, though. Opponent. The problem is if our opponent ever finds a way to kill this Chalice, we know they have Chain of Smog for lethal. Duress. Sure. I mean, I guess they can kill us fairly eventually. Takes the Curse. Opponent. Gonna attack. Well, I mean, we are going to Opposition Agent. Opponent has to know this was coming. I assume they got some sort of removal. Alright, Lightning Bolt on the Opposition Agent. Ooh, down to 7. I'll pass the turn. Ooh. Yeah. Oh no, we punted. We didn't have to take that 2 damage. Oh no. That might actually be relevant too. We could have tapped that as a swamp. Oh, I'm gonna get so yelled at for that one. Opponent hits an Arclight Phoenix. They have a land to cast it. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Well, I guess if it makes us feel better, the 2 damage does not look like it's gonna be relevant. Opponent hits us to 3. Wow. Yeah, well, play Opposition Agent, untap, top deck, a swamp, too late. Yeah, fair enough. The good news is we're on the play for game number 3, and we have cards that if we can play on turn 1, should just win. We have turn 1 win hands. Our opponent's defense is trying to use discard. If we can turn 1 Chalice, Trinisphere, something like that, that should be enough to win us the game, or at least put us really far ahead. Okay, we don't have a way to win this game, but we have turn 1 Leyline of the Void and Chalice on 1, which should make our opponent's life pretty miserable. Land Dark Ritual, Chalice on 1, pass the turn. Opponent. So how can we lose? We can lose to our opponent hardcasting Phoenixes, play Ancient Tomb, pass the turn. We don't have a finisher yet, which is a little bit annoying. Badlands and Sylvan Library. I mean, I think we're going to run out of Chalice on 2. Oh my god, we draw Karn. Wow. We could just Karn for Helm. We could also Chalice on 2 first. Yeah, let's Chalice on 2. I would rather find one more source of mana. If we find one more source of mana, then we can Karn, get the Helm, play and activate the Helm all in one turn and win. Chalice on 1 and Chalice on 2 do nothing. Okay. Just kidding. We're probably dead. Force of Vigor. I was not expecting that. I don't think this deck traditionally plays Force of Vigor, but, well, I guess we could easily just be dead now. That's a bummer. Wow, that is so brutal. Okay. Yes. Opponent plays a land. So we could die at literally any second here to our opponent's combo opponent. And this turns on our opponent's discard, so we probably lose the... Yep. So we lose the card. Wow. Oh, I thought we had it, too. I thought we were in great shape. Well, I guess maybe we should have played the Karn and tried to play around Hardcast and Arclight. Maybe we should have played a Karn and tried to play around this possibility. Opponent hits us to 15. Well, Dark Ritual. Curse of Misfortune. Will it be fast enough? We will see. Opponent still has Sylvan Library going. Oh, the problem is they just got that. They have the potential to combo right now. Witherbloom Apprentice Chain of Smog kills us. Right now, on the spot, can't do a thing about it. Landgrat. Do they have it? Did they find the combo? Bayou plays it. Oh, no way! No way. Come on now. Oh my god. Well, good game, I guess. Huh. Yeah, apparently Force of Vigor is good against our deck. Oh, one of them would be one thing, but two... Wow. I feel like this is a matchup that we're supposed to win, but Force of Vigor seems to undo that all by itself. Like, I felt like we had a pretty hard lock on our opponent. Interesting. The most interesting part is Force of Vigor is not a card that it seems like people are playing in this deck. If you look at just like 5-0 finishes with the Arclight Phoenix deck, none of them have Force of Vigor, so that wasn't really a card that was on my radar as a possibility. But opponent taking a while to do things here. Probably gloating with their double Force of Vigor draw. Yeah, that is just game. Like, I don't even know what to say about that. Like, yeah. Well, Force of Vigor. It's a magic card. Maybe our opponent times out trying to decide if they should attack for 3 here. I mean, come on, opponent. Come on, opponent. If you're going to draw all your perfect cards, at least have the decency to kill us without making us sit here for 20 minutes. Wow, what a blowout. Well, I guess good sideboard plan for the opponent for this matchup. All right. So opponent had us sit for 4 minutes. Wow. We would have drawn the helm too. Like, just none of this matters though because of those double forces. Opponent, Sylvan Library. I mean, I guess this is really Sylvan Library. Opponent got to draw, what, 4 extra cards with the Brainstorm every turn? So I think that this was a card that allowed our opponent to keep finding all these Force of Vigors. Opponent, Snow-Covered Forest. Wow, and they find the combo? Is this just everything? Opponent goes to 1. Attacks. Faithless Looting. Drains us. Discards 2 Duresses. Passes. Well, we got one possible way of winning the game, and that is that our opponent has an Arclight Phoenix in their top 4 cards. Then we got a shot. Well, we gotta go for it. There's no other pathway. We're dead if we do anything else. Oh, it was a Sedgemoor Witch. Well, I mean, we'll pass. We are dead. I guess we're not technically dead on board, but our opponent needs any incidents or anything that triggers Magecraft, and we're dead. All right, there's a Lightning Bolt. Wow. Wow. Whoo! Blowout City. Huh. Well, that's Legacy. All right. Much Abrew About Nothing time. We are cursing in Legacy this week, and Sam doesn't do anything super exciting. I mean, Defense Grid, I guess, is good against Force of Will, but we don't really have any payoffs. Well, all right, this will keep. We will put a Swamp to the bottom. So, I mean, we get a Chalice on 1, theoretically, as long as our opponent doesn't have a counter, and that can be good in a lot of matchups. And then I guess we're technically 1 mana away from Curse of Misfortune. All right, Chrome Box, exile the Mauling, Chalice on 1, about it. All right, Chalice on 1 down. See what our opponent's up to. I mean, Chalice is at least good against most Legacy decks. It's great against some, although it does get hit by Force of Vigor. Something we learned already. My opponent's also Chrome Boxing. Cabal Therapy exiled. Ugh. Oops all spells. Alright. Oh. Are we immediately dead? Elvish Spirit Guide. I mean, we gotta be dead or else they're gonna be dead, so Elvish Spirit Guide, 3 mana. Another Elvish Spirit Guide, 4 mana. And Balustrade Spy. Yeah, well, that is that is what Oops All Spells does when it has its right draw. Yeah, Chalice on 1 I guess doesn't do much here, does it? So opponent mills their entire deck, flashes stuff back. This is just, I mean, this is game. I'll let you see it in case you've never seen it before. So opponent, yeah, mills their entire deck. That gets back Narcomoebas, which lets our opponent flash back their reanimation spell to get back Thassa's Oracle and win the game. Well, all right, fair enough. Turn 1 kill A. So our sideboard doesn't really do anything, does it? It does not appear to do anything. I guess Plague Engineer does something. Plague Engineer on Narcomoeba stops our opponent from combo killing. Defense Grid doesn't do anything. Trinisphere doesn't, well, I guess it hits on their rituals. We saw Chalice do literally nothing there. Leyline of the Void is probably what we want the most. Now let's go down a Chalice and a Trinisphere. Run it like that. Whew. All right. So this is basically mulligan until we find a Leyline. Maybe, is there any other hand we can keep? Maybe like Dark Ritual Plague Engineer, but I think it's mostly we gotta find a Leyline. This has been interesting. Interesting league so far. Game 1, or match 1, that one's still brutal. Still have not recovered from that double Force of Vigor draw. It felt like we had it so locked up, but that is a one card. All right, so we get to play first. Wow, jeez. We do have turn 1 Plague Engineer. Into turn 2 Karn, turn 3 Curse. Or I guess we keep this. It's not a Leyline draw, but this is one of the hands that we thought we could keep. I mean, I guess the upside is I don't know how many answers our opponent will have to this. I mean, I think we keep it. We will keep. Seems weird that this plan could work, but I think it can. So we just name Illusion, and then our opponent can do their thing, but they won't be able to flash back their Dread Return to reanimate their Thassa's Oracle. So I think as long as Plague Engineer sticks, our opponent's combos shut down. We will Ancient Tomb, Chrome Mox, exile Cruel Reality, and Plague Engineer on Illusion. All right, your go. Well, we'll see. Does our Plague Engineer theory actually hold up? I think this is maybe oddly even better than a Leyline of the Void, because our opponent's probably more likely to have answers to Leyline of the Void than they are to have answers to Plague Engineer. Untap land. And Thoughtseize. I assume they take the Karn. If they take the Karn, another land that taps for 2 for Curse would be nice. Opponent takes the card and passes. Also down to 15 thanks to their MDFC Thoughtseize. I mean, we still do need a way to win. Chalice of the Void. I'll go to combat. Attack. What do we play Chalice on? Might just be 0. Yeah, Chalice on 0. And opponent, all right. Apparently our Plague Engineer was good enough because our opponent scooped it up. Bad news is Plague Engineer is not going to be good enough this game because we're on the draw. And our opponent can win on turn 1. We saw that in our first game. So I think we probably need Leyline this game. With Plague Engineer being a nice backup. Our dream would be like start with a Leyline into Plague Engineer, and then we're probably in pretty good position, but we really gotta find Leyline. Leyline, but no follow-up. I mean, I don't think we can ship it. Leyline is the card we needed. How bad is not having a follow-up, though? Relatively. But if we mulligan, we could easily not have Leyline, and then we got nothing. Yeah, alright, we'll keep it. Keep it! Trust in the top of our deck. We do have a lot of mana, which is nice. Opponent's mulliganing. So I guess the question is going to be, does our opponent have combo plus Leyline answer? I know they definitely have Leyline answers. Like, this has to be the hate card that they're most prepared for. So I'm sure that they have answers to Leyline in their deck. Unlike Plague Engineer, which apparently they don't. Well, alright, Leyline. Do your worst, opponent. Do your worst. Opponent. Chromox. Exiling. Agadeem's Awakening. Agadeem's Undercrypt, and Cabal Therapy. Alright. Well, I mean, if there's good news, Our opponent does not look super close to comboing off. Seems unlikely that they name either of these. Be hilarious if they somehow did guess Hogger Mauling. That's gotta be, I would guess it's Plague Engineer. Seems like the obvious choice. Wow, they didn't even name the right one. That's one that's not in our deck. Well, we will Ancient Tomb. Go. So to win the game, our opponent needs to answer the ley line and get to 4 mana. That is where we're at. Opponent passes. Ooh, Chalice. Oh, maybe we just Chalice on 1? Could also go 0. Yeah, let's Chalice on... Well, that also shuts down our Dark Ritual. Although I don't know if that matters now. How could we actually shut off their kill? Chalice on 3 or 4? That seems improbable. Yeah, let's Chalice on 0. Play the Swamp. Pass the turn. Would be nice to draw a finisher. The more turns we give our opponent to draw out of this, the worse for us. I mean, if we ever draw Helm, we can just immediately win. Opponent passes. Well, that's not a finisher. Swamp, go. Oh, definitely nervous. Always scary to play these matchups where you know your opponent's like a draw away from potentially comboing. We saw in game 1 how explosive our opponent's deck is. There's a green mana. Are we dead? Alright, plays it tapped. Opponent passes. Finisher, please. Oh my god, more Dark Rituals. Alright. About to hardcast us an Emrakul. Opponent untaps. The Flood is officially on. Karn would be good. We would take a Karn. At least so far our ley line's holding. Helm of Obedience is the best. Karn also can get Helm of Obedience. We have ridiculous amounts of mana, but we have just this one ley line keeping us alive, which is scary. Opponent. I mean, I guess a Plague Engineer would also be fine. Just have another layer of protection. No more mana. Oh my goodness. Oh, jeez. Okay. Even more mana past the turn. Not good. Not good. Opponent. Hand is refilling. Can we please draw a non-land Magic the Gathering card? No. Ancient. Oh my goodness. Oh, no. The Legacy gods are not pleased. Opponent. All right. Not killing Leyline yet. Could we actually hardcast an Emrakul for a 9, 10, 11, 12? Pretty close. Opponent. Turn Timber. Passes. We draw. Helm of Obedience. Well, I think we gotta go for it, right? Play City of Traders. Helm of Obedience. Do we activate is the question. The way this goes wrong is if our opponent can kill our ley line. I guess we wait until our opponent does something. Opponent untaps. Undercity Informer. Okay. Opponent's passing. Well, I think we kill the Informer with our MDFC. Oh, opponent has no non-basics. That's right. Kill Informer. We gotta do it, right? So how does this go wrong? They answer the ley line. Helm. Oh, okay. Oh, mill the library. We got there. Play another ley line. Oh, okay. So if you are not familiar with this combo, which it's mostly a legacy, and maybe CDH, I don't know, like maybe competitive commander decks play it, but Helm of Obedience, it's a weird old card. It essentially, it mills until it hits a creature, or until X cards are put into the graveyard. Leyline of the Void has a replacement effect, where instead of going to the graveyard, the cards go to exile. So if you can get down a ley line, or Rest in Peace also works, and then activate Helm for even 1 mana, exiles your opponent's entire deck on the spot. So the worry I had is if we maybe I'm just have Force of Vigor PTSD after round 1, but I was worried that we would activate Helm, and in response, our opponent would be able to kill the ley line, and then the Helm basically fizzles, and we mill our opponent, and then we also don't really have a backup plan to not die to the combo, but our ley line held, our combo worked. So no curses, but a win. We'll take it. Sweet, sweet. All right, Much Abrew About Nothing time. We are playing some more Legacy. How good is Trinisphere? That is the question. We have turn 2 Trinisphere, but then nothing? Well, and then another Trinisphere? Probably not worth it. That's a lot of mana. Well, alright, we'll keep this. This is interesting. Please no Wastelands. So in theory, we can Dark Ritual out something. Tropical Island and Preordain. So definitely a deck that could have Force of Will. Well, play a land. I think we just collected Brutality. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay. Huh. That is frightening. Well, take the Brainstorm. Alright. Pass the turn. Well, we'll see. Opponent's trying to show and tell something busted into play. There's a Lotus Petal. Yeah. And a Flooded Strand. And passes. Well, Dark Ritual. Land. Curse you? So we gotta fade a turn? If we fade a turn, we can get a curse that keeps us from dying to Emeralds. I guess that lets us beat a show and tell. Opponent cracks. We do not beat a sneak attack. Opponent. Eureka. Alright. Swamp. Karn. Well, we will see. Opponent going to draw a bunch of cards. Lotus Petal. Draws a bunch of cards. They can't use the Lotus Petal. Are we going to survive a Eureka? I mean, I guess the question is going to be how many... Well, we'll see. We'll see what interaction our opponent has. Right now we are surviving a Eureka. Ponders. No shuffling. Discarding to hand size. Well, I assume our opponent has Force of Wills in hand now. The question is, what answers do they have to what we can put into play? That's the real question. Because we get to get a curse that will, yes, we get to get a Overwhelming Splendor. We get to take down Karn. We will get a, what? I guess Ensnaring Bridge? Alright, you're a go, opponent. We see Omniscience, though, so maybe they have some way of winning with Omniscience, show and tell. Opponent. Attacks our Karn. Yeah, show and tell. There's the Omniscience. Passes. Well, we will get the Curse of Deathhold. And opponent scoops it up! Whoa! Whoa! Opponent Eureka! Emrakul and Grizzlebrand, and then showed and tell in Omniscience, and curses better than Grizzlebrand, better than Emrakul, better than Eureka. What does Plaguereaver do? Beginning your end step, sacrifice each other creature you control, discard 2 cards, sacrifice it, choose an opponent, return Plaguereaver to the battlefield under that player's control at the beginning of their next upkeep. Doesn't seem worth it. Opposition Agent seems cute. Opposition Agent in. What are we going down? That's the big question. Eureka? I didn't know that was a thing people played. They do probably have Force of Wills. The one card I'd be interested in is Opposition Agent, but what do we cut? Trinisphere kinda slows our opponent down. Maybe? Chrome Mox isn't worth it? Well, no, Chrome Mox is worth it. Maybe Defense Grid's not worth it. Let's go down to Hagra Mauling, and... yeah, let's go down to Trinisphere. Actually, maybe we just go down 2 Trinispheres. We are on the draw. Actually, Trinisphere seems good against Omniscience, isn't it? Alright, we'll go down 2 Maulings. 20. Yeah, I think that should still be fine. Well, try it like that. I mean, hilariously, if they show and tell and we put... ooh, this we keep. This hand is actually pretty good. Leyline of the Void into play. This is kind of hilarious, because if our opponent show and tells, we can potentially put the Helm of Obedience combo into play and win. You know, Ancient Tomb. Yeah, I guess we just pass. Was thinking about playing Defense Grid, but I kind of want to leave up the mana to win the game if they show and tell. Opponent Brainstorms. I guess the downside of this line is it means we don't have the win this turn. Opponent passes. Well, play Defense Grid. Opponent cracks. Tropical Island. Brainstorms. Play the Swamp. Well, I like where we're at, potentially. Opponent. If they show and tell, we should be able to Helm win. Hopefully. City of Traders. Ooh. Oh, that's actually real bad. Alright. Well, that lets our opponent name Helm and shut off the kill we were playing towards. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem. Ponders. Huh. We don't have a way to get rid of this, do we? I don't think we do. Opponent's passing. Well, Ancient Tomb. Curse you. Pass the turn, hope to not die. There's the show and tell. Well, put the Helm into play. Opponent has Omniscience, and yeah, alright. Emrakul, lethal. Oh, that Sorcerer's Spyglass was the steal for our opponent. Oh, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that at all. Wow. Well. Okay. I wonder if we should not have kept that hand. I'll run it back. This time we're on the play. Hopefully we get off to an explosive start. Oh, I thought we had such a cute little line set up, but our opponent played around it. Huh. Well, I guess we keep. Chalice on 1 into Collective Brutality. Seems to be the plan. We'll see if that's enough. We still are going to need a finisher. Well, Ancient Tomb, Chalice on 1. Pass the turn. Tropical Island. Opponent passes. Oh, there's a curse for next turn. I'll play the Swamp. Collective Brutality, 2 modes. Duress you, drain you. Discard the Dark Ritual, which doesn't do anything. Take the Ponder. All right. Well, our opponent needs they need a payoff. We need 2 turns. Please no show. Well, we'll see. Opponent cracks. Trop. Spyglass. The good news is, so we need 2 turns. If we, opponent can't beat it, can't beat it, can't beat it. Curses. Taking down Omnishow with Eureka. Opponent sees the curse coming. They see the mana to cast it. They know. Basically, in 2 turns, we lock them out of doing their thing. Because we get to curse, and then we get to get the Overwhelming Splendor to lock Grizzlebrand. So our opponent needed Grizzlebrand next turn to win. And with the Chalice on 1, I don't think they thought they could do it. Whew. All right. Well, might be our opponent cursing at the moment. All right. We are cursing on Much Abrew. Now we're literally cursing because we got no mana. Boy, if we had a, well, I guess we have 1 mana, but I think we mulligan this. If we had an untap land, I might keep it and just go on the Trinisphere plan. This hand doesn't do much of anything. We have turn 1 Collective Brutality. I guess we're going to 5. Well, okay. We will keep, I guess. Mauling Bottom, Swamp Bottom. Ugh. Yeah, this hand's not great. We can turn 1 Chalice, but that's going to require giving up the City of Traders. Well, Swamp go. I think we're already so low on cards. I don't think we can throw away the City of Traders for Chalice here. We'll see. Maybe we regret it. Plains for our opponent. Aether Vial. All right, some amount of regret. Well, Swamp, and well, now I don't even know if there's a point of playing a Chalice on 1. That ship may have sailed. Death and Taxes, eh? Well, we got a lot of sideboard cards for this matchup, but I don't know how this is going to go. Wasteland. Opponent. Thalia. Well, playing Urborg past the turn. Oh, opponent. Yeah, we have sideboard cards for days that are going to be really good against Death and Taxes, but at the moment, I'm not feeling very good about where we're at. I think we are probably in trouble. Opponent. Combat hits us. Down 18. Are we getting wastelanded? Not yet. Well, City of Traders and Leyline of the Void. Hooray. So I guess our hope is to pull off this Helm combo. Stoneforge. I mean, that is a pathway to victory. We do have the Helm in hand. Opponent. Vial. Going up to 3. Goes to combat. Attacks us. Down to 16. Passes. This is so interesting. How do we do this? Well, Dark Ritual, Helm, pass the turn. The problem is our opponent can vial in a Flicker Wisp and fizzle the combo. There's a Batter Skull. I guess Skyclave Apparition would also get us. Oh, I don't know if we just go for it or if we wait. Does it get better if we wait? Is this our best shot? 5 cards in hand. Let's upkeep. Maybe our opponent will tap the vial. They do not. Well, all right. If you got it, you got it. We don't have enough time to keep waiting. All right. Looks like they do have it. Yeah. All right. There's a Flicker Wisp. Flicker's a ley line. And now we're dead. We mill 1. Well, I guess we're not just dead. Well, we'll see. We'll see what else our opponent has. We do get back our ley line, and our opponent's vial's tapped. Do they also have Skyclave? Maybe we still get there with the double shot. Good thing we did not hit a creature, or we would have had to sacrifice Helm. So hitting that land actually saved us, potentially giving us another shot at the combo. Oh, okay. That is spectacular because now, oh, lordy, we get to go up Plague Reavers, Plague Engineers. We get to go down Defense Grids. I don't even know if Chalice is worth it, especially on the draw. On the play, maybe? Wow, is this our setup? Do we want Opposition Agent? So they don't really have fetch lands, but they do have Recruiter of the Guard and Stoneforge. And it is funny. Is Plague Reaver worth it? Plague Reaver, okay. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice each other creature you control. Discard 2 cards, sacrifice Plague Reaver, choose an opponent, return Plague Reaver to the battlefield under that player's control at the beginning of their next upkeep. So we discard cards, give it to our opponent, or we just have a 6/5, I guess, that can block. It does block a Batterskull. Yeah, all right, let's go on Trinispheres. Let's try it this way. Let's go with the creature heavy plan. I don't know if this is a good plan or not, but we're gonna give it a go. Well, looks like it's Plague Reaver's time to shine, potentially. We might just turn 1 a Plague Reaver in and see what happens. I mean, turn 1 6/5 and just start attacking? Like Chrome Mox Hoggermauling. Yeah, I guess we give it a go. About it. Plains. Deafening Silence. Sure. It's actually not that good against us. So we get to Ancient Tomb, Chrome Mox, pitch Hoggermauling, and Super Secret Sideboard Tech, Plague Reaver. Go. All right, opponent. How you feeling about a 6/5? Did you take your swords out? Oh, it'd be so funny if this worked. Opponent, Flagstones, and Thalia. What is our plan? Play City of Traders, Karn, Tutor, up. I guess Liquid Metal Coating. And we're going to pass and defend the Karn this turn. Wasteland for our opponent. Going to wasteland the Ancient Tomb, okay. And Stoneforge Mystic. Sure. Gets the Batterskull. Opponent passing. Well, 1, 2, 3. Liquid Metal Coating. Start attacking the mana. I guess we are going to have to play land, aren't we? Yeah, play a Swamp. Not feeling great about losing at City of Traders. That Wasteland was good, but we'll pass the turn. Opponent finds a port and passes. Ooh, Plague Engineer 2. Well, in that case, we will Liquid Metal Coating the port. Opponent floats a mana. We will take up Karn, kill the port. Opponent's going to put the Batterskull into play. Yeah. Well, Ancient Tomb. Alright, I guess we don't have to tap all that. Plague Engineer on human. Pass the turn. Still no attacks yet. Oh yeah, we gotta sack it. I forgot about that. Oops. Okay, you can put me for that. Opponent plays another port. Taps a couple mana. Getting rid of the Stoneforge is still worth it, though. Because that turns on the Hoggermauling. Spirit of the Labyrinth. Sure. Opponent. Passing. Ooh, curse, but we're short on mana. Well, port. Tick it up. Oh, we need like 1 more mana. Pass the turn. 1 more mana, and we can get down Curse of Misfortune, and then things are sweet. Opponent, Plains. Another Stoneforge. I mean, our opponent is doing their best to play through our killing of a land every turn. I'm surprised that our opponent's been so good at hitting lands. Opponent, passing. We draw. Plague Engineer. Well, I guess we keep doing the same thing. We can kill the Germ Token eventually, but for now, Plains, kill the land. Not going to play this Plague Engineer. Pass the turn. This Plague Reaver's been great. This Plague Reaver is holding down the fort. About it. Do they keep hitting lands? They do. Sword. 1 unknown. It's an Aether Vial. Sure. I think we're good, though. I think we're good. Opponent. Passes. We draw. Another Mauling. Well, hit your land. Take up Karn. Pass the turn. Actually, do we want to play Helm? Maybe we play Helm. You know what? We're going to pass for now. We're so close to we're playing like mono black control right now. We're eating our opponent's lands. We have 2 MDFC removal spells in hand, hilariously. Opponent. No attacks. Well, we will maul a Stoneforge. Untap. Maul the Batterskull. Chrome Mox. Exile Plague Engineer. Pass the turn. What a weird way for this game to play out. Opponent untaps. So we can just Hoggermauling the Batterskull, but I don't really want to because our opponent can't get it back into play. So if we can just survive this turn, we've dealt with it without spending our removal spell. Opponent. If they attack the Karn, I think we just take it. Yeah, sure. Hits card. We will take it. Opponent passes. Well, land, Karn, yes. Lattice. Play it. Well, now we got the hard lock. Pass the turn. And I think that's game. I think we just got him. Opponent taking up the violet doesn't do anything, so opponent cannot activate any abilities. They're all artifacts. Karn shuts them down. Their board is clean enough that they can't kill the Karn. And that should just be game. An opponent realizes it, scoops it up. And, well, that was interesting. We didn't get to go on the curse plan that game, although if the game had continued, we would have. But our sideboard, Commander Legends All-Star, Plague Reaver, which I honestly forgot was a card until we started playing this deck. It was great. We played it. It's stonewalled. Our opponent took out their creature removal, stonewalled the offense, bought us time to start eating lands with liquid metal coating, and eventually we drew the lands. We played the Lattice. If the game continued, we could have cursed, and that was sweet. Also, shout out to Artifact Dark Ritual, which looks amazing. We need more brown border Dark Rituals. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right. Much Abrew About Nothing time. One more round for curses in Legacy. Mono black curses, and we're not going to keep this. I mean, we already have... So let's say in this Leyline of the Void and then nothing. It does mean if we draw a Helm, we can just win pretty quickly. Still not an exciting hand. We are on the draw, though. Hagra Mauling could be alright. Leyline is good against some decks. You know what? We're going to keep it. I think this is super borderline, but we're already down to 6. This is not a great hand, but we'll see. Moss Diamond for our opponent. Pitches Mazaveth, Verdant Catacombs. Well, if our opponent's trying to loam, this Leyline could actually be good. So in Library, non-lands. Oh my god, we drew the Helm. Okay. Well, things have taken a turn for the better. Ooh, if we could have picked any card in our deck to draw, it would have been Helm. Now, what's next? Dark Ritual? I think if we just top deck Dark Ritual, we win next turn. Savannah for our opponent. Another Mox Diamond. Pitches a Windswept Teeth. Plays a... 4 mana. Green Sun Zenith X3. Leovo. Okay. Play the land. Pass the turn. Opponent. Gonna do some more Sylvan Librarying. Tropical Island. Opponent hits us. Down to 17. Well, I guess they could have counters. Or a way to blow up the Leyline. Knight of the Reliquary. Out of cards. I'll play a Swamp. Trinisphere. Go. Okay. Well, hopefully we win the game next turn. I mean, we gotta go for it. I don't think there's any not going for it here. Just a Dryad Arbor. Okay, so we do win the game, right? Opponent hits us. Sure. City of Traders. Helm. And pass the turn. Stop on our opponent's upkeep. All right, well, Helm ya. Exile everything, and that should do it. Oh, all right, draw your card, opponent. Oh, well, that went well. That went very well. Opponent's playing, I guess, Maverick? What is there? So they do have answers to stuff, which we got to be aware of, but... So it's not really a Force of Will looking deck. All right, that was reasonable. That was pretty good. Sideboard-wise, Opposition Agents is sweet. Defense Grid is not sweet, and that might be all, honestly. Plague Engineer... I mean, I guess it could be fine naming Human, but it doesn't seem great. Chalice... Chalice also doesn't feel very exciting, honestly. Maybe we just go Plague Engineers. Yeah, let's go on Chalice, run it like that. Opponent's deck doesn't seem like it cares about Chalice too much. Ooh, this hand. Ooh, do we keep it? I mostly want to keep it because Opposition Agent seems hilarious. I think it's probably wrong to keep because we only have 1 mana, and we don't really want this in our hand. But it's so funny. You know what, we're gonna go for it. I think this is incorrect. But I really want to get someone with Opposition Agent. And our opponent's deck has a lot of tutor effects. They have Knight of the Reliquary, they got Green Sun Zenith, etc., etc. Opponent. Verdant Catacombs cracks it. And hopefully Opposition Agent finds us the land we need. Savannah. Zenith XZ. Oh, if only we were on the play instead of the draw. All right, opponent passes. Well, Urborg. Go. Come on. Give us that sweet, sweet value. Wasteland is the most obnoxious opponent. Sylvan Library. Oh, and a Triome. Boo! Boo! Opponent, that's no fun. Well, Hagra Mauling. Go. Oh, if we could have done it one turn earlier, it would have been so good. All right, maybe we can get him this turn. Opponent Sylvan Library. I wonder if we even want to show... I don't know, we'll see. We will see. On turn 1, it would have been insane. If we were on the play, we could have stopped the fetch land and the Green Sun Zenith and probably just won. Opponent. Knight of the Reliquary. Things are getting worse. Land, please. All right, that's not a land. We will, I guess just pass. Opponent. Sylvan Library. Hits a Wasteland. Wastelands us. Collect. Are you not going to play anything that searches your... Okay, here we go. Finally. Dark Ritual. Opposition Agent. That's what we've been waiting for. We will take a... What does Cabal Pit do? I guess we just take a Swamp? We could try to Wasteland them back. Yeah, let's take the Swamp. Opponent. Passes. Well, Ancient Tomb. Trinisphere. Go. Opponent. Well, that was not the biggest blowout I could imagine, but that was still pretty good with Opposition Agent. We would have gotten pretty Wasteland locked. Whoa! Whoa! Moto win! That's a Moto win. What? I wonder what we... Oh! Okay, back to it again. I wonder what we did to break Moto. Wow, we're just starting over at the beginning? Okay. Sure, I guess we keep this and play Leyline. That was weird. All right. Game 2, take 2. Wait, waiting for our opponent to discard. Wow, this is so messed up. Well, play... Oh, I don't know what to do now because of the Moto bug. Oh! Wow! It's just making us pass and discard to hands. Oh, wait. Wow! Moto! Moto! Wait, is it not? I don't know what to do here. We're going to concede and go to game 3 awkwardly because I don't know. It just was not letting our opponent play. I don't know what's going on. Moto. Okay, so what happened there? Moto crashed and then it restarted the game, but was automatically skipping both of our turns. Well, we're going to keep this. Turn 1 Trinisphere is decent. It is going to cost us a City of Trait. Oh, interesting. So we can't turn 1 Trinisphere. We can turn 1 Trinisphere, but it's going to cost us our Leyline. That's awkward. Well, I think the plan is put Leyline into play and pass the turn. Well, play the Swamp, pass the turn. So the plan is turn 2 Trinisphere and then turn 3 Helmwind, hopefully. Savannah, Mox Diamond, opponent, passing. Well, City of Traders and Trinisphere. Pass the turn. Hopefully our opponent just taps out for something and then we get to win. Scrub land. Something that doesn't blow up Leyline. Liliana. That's fine. That's fine. We have overcome the Moto bug and I think we got it now. We'll discard Chrome Mox. What a weird way to end this league. We untap, float our mana, play another City of Traders, lose a City of Traders, Helm of Obedience, activate it, exile everything. Wow. And we got the GGs, and what a weird ending to a weird league. That was one of the strangest games that I have ever played. The Moto, so we won game 1, Moto bug concede to our opponent out of respect because of the weird auto passing thing in game 2. So our opponent won that one by default. Game 3, get about the fastest killer deck you pull off. This also means that game 1 loss, where our opponent had, or match 1 loss, where our opponent had two Force of Vigors to get out from under our lock and to stop the combo kill with the Phoenix deck. That was actually the only reason that we did not go 5-0 with the deck. We went 4-1 and just missed the 5-0, and we got the Moto bug to end the league. Well, let's crack our treasure chest, and then we can talk about it in the finals. All right, number 1. Ooh, Special Thoughtseize. That's got to be worth something. Thoughtseize. What version is this? Oh, Magic Online promo. Thoughtseize, 10 ticks. That's a win. Twincast, not as exciting. Well, Thoughtseize is a good one. We get a Unwilling Ingredient Avatar. 35 play points, though, is good. We will take it. That's like 350 in play points. Triskelion. Combo piece. Not valuable, though. Garuda. And Lost in the Woods. So I have always thought that we should play Lost in the Woods for Against the Odds. There was a deck in Limited that someone played one time where their entire deck was Forest. They played like 60 Forests or something and then Lost in the Woods. And the idea was you couldn't lose and wait for your opponent to mill out. Of course, the problem is you got to draw the Lost in the Woods. But it would be funny if it ever worked. Well, one more to go. At least we got the Thoughtseize. That's a win. Mausoleum Stone. Pretty bad graveyard hate, but alright. Well, that was an interesting league. Moto bugs, almost 5-0s, curses, locks. Legacy's awesome. Legacy's awesome, but that's wrap-up stuff. Be back with a wrap-up. So what did we learn this week about Legacy curses? And I don't even know what to say. That was a wild league. We finished 4-1. Our one loss was our first match of the entire league to that Phoenix deck where our opponent hit 2 of their free spells to blow up 2 artifacts or enchantments, which got them out of 2 chalices and then also stopped our game-winning combo. So we were incredibly close to going 5-0 in this league. And then our last match was that wild Moto bug league where Moto bugged and made us both skip our turns and discard hands and restarted the game, and we conceded to try to do the right thing given the situation and ended up being rewarded by karma, I guess, from the Magic gods with our fastest kill of the entire league in game 3 to finish with a 4-1, and then we got a Thoughtseize in our treasure chest. So the deck's sweet. Like, the deck is just really unique. It's really fun. It's obviously competitive enough. Like, we were a hair's breadth away from going 5-0 with the deck. So if you like Dark Rituals, if you like the idea of curses, if you like some prisony elements, I think this is actually a really fun Legacy deck that I would recommend giving a try. It's unique, it's sweet, it's powerful, and it can even beat Moto Bug. So that's been Legacy Curses. That's been our Much Abrew for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.